find in the last chapter of John. This is after Jesus has died. And this is after Peter had denied Christ 3 times, 3 separate times. And essentially, Peter's dreams had failed and been crashed on the rocks.
The safest thing for Peter to do was to go back to his old ways and to go back and fish.
He didn't have enough strength and have enough faith to continue on in what Christ had taught him.
He goes back and he's fishing, and another one of those days where, he's not catching anything. And I'm sure he's just all kinds of disappointed, all kinds of upset with everything else going on in his life. The fact he's not catching fish probably just didn't help.
He's fishing, and from the shore they hear a faint voice, and it says, "Cast your nets on the other side of the boat." And they pull up so many fish, they can't even get them into the boat this time. And they have to tow all the fish to shore.
And John was with Peter and said, Peter, that's Jesus. It's got to be.
He didn't even wait. He just took off, jumps in the water, swims 100 yards, and just to find out if it's really him.
Out of his excitement, he jumped into the water and swam the length of a football field, and he reached the shore and found his Savior there.
Peter is given a new vision. He's given a new light. God says, "You're the rock I built my church on. I need you to feed my sheep. I'm going away."
What's really cool is no matter how many times through life where we kind of lose focus of what we're doing, Jesus will always come back to us, and He'll plant seeds in our lives, or He'll give us memories of what He wants us to do.
Every now and then we reach a point where, because of our own weaknesses and because of our own lack of understanding, we actually do question what's going on. What is God doing? I thought that He would bless me in this way. I thought I was in line with what God's dreams were for my life and for our life. And when things didn't happen, I started to question, is this, what is God up to in my life? Is this really the God that I serve? Would He really allow my dreams to fail in the way that they are?
God had let our strengths and the things that we had done fail on purpose, because He was ready to come in and show us the plans that He had for our lives. So about that time, we kind of had a meeting where we said, "Guys, what are we going to do? Are we ending this? Is this worth bailing on? Or are we going to give this a shot?" And the decision was made to quit jobs and take our wives and move to Nashville, Tennessee.
And Jeremy was like, the guys and I talked, and we're thinking about moving to Nashville.
If we believe that this is God's will, then we have to wholeheartedly do everything towards it.
When Jeremy told me they're moving up, I didn't really believe him. I was like, oh, well, that's kind of crazy. I can't believe y'all are really thinking about this.
I think one of the most important lessons we learned as we've been pursuing these dreams that God has given us in our heart is to recognize that to God, the most important part is not the results of you following your dreams, but the process and the journey.
Coming to the realization that we are fortunate enough that we serve a God who loves us enough to let the things that we plan and that we dream to ultimately fail in order for us to look up out of the wreckage of our dreams and look to our God who is waiting for us to see what He has for our lives and see what He can do for our dreams.
Following His will is a day-by-day thing. It's not this plan you set up for the next 30 years. It's waking up every day and saying, "God, I need the faith and the strength to go through this day."
So when you've come to the end of your rope and your plans have changed, ask Jesus to take over. Stop trying to make things happen your way, but ask Him to have His way in your life. And amazingly, that is when things will finally begin to happen.